This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Searching for the real John Jacob Astor. A reassessment of John Jacob Astor must first confront the image of the New York financier that has persisted in popular and professional historical literature for more than a century. Despite the meticulous scholarship of Kenneth Wiggins Porter, Astor's biographer, the New Yorker remains an enigmatic and contradictory figure who rarely elicits dispassionate evaluation. Historians and social commentators alike have characterized the financier as either the epitome of the rags-to-riches fable or as the embodiment of an American Scrooge. His curious reputation, of course, resulted from his position among the first, the richest, and the most powerful of American businessmen. He came to personify 19th-century business leadership, and he became a favorite subject for both capitalism's apologists and detractors. It is little wonder that Astor has confused modern historians, for both friendly and hostile judgments about him come from highly suspect sources, including the reminiscences of his contemporaries, popular nonfiction biographies, and social reform tracts disguised as dispassionate scholarship. A brief review of this literature demonstrates that little lies often told eventually become big truths. A first step, then, in retelling Astor's story must be to neutralize the existing legend. The earliest writings on Astor appeared in the 1840s before his death and were lavish in praise of his business acumen. Astor was partly responsible for this literature, as he paid his friend Washington Irving to write an account of his attempt to establish an American foothold on the Pacific coast before the War of 1812. Astor was concerned because two participants in the Astoria venture, Gabriel Francher and Ross Cox, had already published accounts that raised questions about Astor's responsibility for the settlement's failure. Washington Irving published Astoria, or Anecdotes of an Enterprise Beyond the Rocky Mountains, in 1836. Irving presented Astor's side of the story, crediting him with a plan, magnificent in scope, that crumbled owing to the ineptitude and treachery of his employees and the short-sightedness of American government officials. The book was a success and improved Astor's reputation. An article on the fur trade 4 years later, for example, highlighted Astor's organizational role in the American fur trade. Astor's biography in Hunt's Merchant magazine in 1844, and Moses Beach's lengthy description in Wealth and Biography of the Citizens of New York in 1845, however, were the most influential works for setting the tone and interpretation for all later defenders. According to these sources, Astor personified what later became known as the Horatio Alger ideal, a penniless immigrant fleeing European oppression who seeks and finds his fortune in the New World. The young German supposedly utilized his ingenuity and organizational skills and parlayed a few breaks in America into both a monopoly control over the American fur trade and an important role in American commerce with China. He also foresaw the crucial importance of New York City and invested in the city's real estate, thereby substantially enlarging his fortune. These early descriptions never failed to stress that Astor's success directly benefited others. Not only did he bring economic growth to New York City and the country, but also to his own employees. Moreover, Astor was praised for his social consciousness and nationalistic fervor. He risked his fortune in attempting to establish Astoria, built a library for the city, and assisted other immigrants through bequests to the New York City German Society. The following summary statement from Hunt's Merchant magazine exemplified the laudatory nature of these early descriptions. We neither possess the materials nor claim the ability to sketch the life and character of one whose name has passed into proverb as current as that of Croesus, who, for nearly 40 years, has been characterized as perhaps the greatest merchant of this, if not of any age, the Napoleon of commerce.